Political profiling scandal and new action today on Capitol Hill surrounding the woman at the center of the controversy, Lois Lerner, the former IRS official who has refused to testify about the Tea Party group targeting before two separate hearings. Well, now the House Ways and Means Committee just voted to refer Lerner to the Justice Department for criminal prosecution. Congressman Aaron Schock, a Republican from Illinois, was in that closed-door session, and he joins me now. Great to see you, Congressman.
Hi, Gretchen. Good to be with you.
All right, so criminal charges. What did it take to come to this point? How did you come to this decision today?
Well, Gretchen, this is unprecedented action in the history of the Ways and Means Committee, which, as you know, is the oldest committee in Congress, founded at the start of our country. And this is really the result of the Ways and Means ongoing investigation. This committee has been much more quiet than Darrell Iss's Government Oversight Committee, primarily because the information that we have access to is information that no other committee has access to. It's the taxpayer, the sensitive taxpayer information, private information submitted to the IRS and the IRS's internal activities. And our investigators have been combing through this material now for over 2 years and have now developed enough of a file, enough substantiation to back up the claims that Lois Lerner broke the law. And so we have submitted this information. We took formal action today to submit it in the form of a letter and supporting documentation to Eric Holder. And really, information is in the public domain. And we believe that when the public sees this taxpayer information, the specific actions of the IRS and that of Lois Lerner, that they too will be equally outraged and implore the Justice Department to do their job, which is enforce the law and to prosecute Lois Lerner for having broken the law and violated the constitutional rights of the people of this country.
Congressman, I have that letter that you're speaking of right in front of me here, and it basically lays out 3 tenets of the way in which you feel that Lois Lerner has broken the law, everything from targeting conservative groups to impeding official investigations by providing misleading statements, and that she risked exposing and may actually have disclosed confidential taxpayer information in apparent violation of IRS code. Now, this letter also says she could face up to 11 years in prison, but isn't that all contingent on what the Attorney General decides to do with this?
That's correct. And up until this point, much of the information has just been conjecture that's been out there in the public. We have not, up until this point, been able to release all of the sensitive taxpayer information and the supporting evidence, if you will, to the claims that some have made out in the media and out in the outside world. You can't look at that letter and the supporting documentation and dispute the fact that Lois Lerner targeted conservative groups because of their conservative beliefs. We have in writing her own emails after meeting with liberal-leaning groups like Democracy 21 and others, where they specifically say, go after Crossroads GPS, target Crossroads GPS, shut them down, are the words that were used. She then goes after that meeting and emails her subordinates and says, give me all of the documentation on Crossroads, and suggests denying their application. You know, case after case, clear evidence now in black and white that Mrs. Lerner broke the law, violated the trust of the citizens in her job.
But it will all come down to what Eric Holder decides to do. And keep in mind, he was also held in contempt as well, and that case remains open. Congressman Aaron Schock, great to see you. Thanks for your insight.
Thank you, Gretchen.
New signal.